The Bundoran Weekly is brought to you by AIB, supporting local businesses in Bundoran. For more, see aib.ie.
Hi everyone, it's Shane Smyth, Bundoran Tourism Officer. It is Friday the 4th of February 2022 and I'm here with you for Bundoran Weekly Podcast episode 171, the podcast that talks about everything Bundoran. A little bit later on I'm going to be talking to local man Rory Fallon, who works for Foodcloud, and he is one of the speakers at the Sustainable Bundoran event, which takes place this day next week, and Rory will be telling us all about that event and what he does indeed at Foodcloud. So we'll be chatting to him very shortly. And we'll also be talking to Teresa O'Neill from Bundoran Community Centre, who will be in our community corner and will be filling us in on what is going on at Bundoran Community Centre as well. Meanwhile, where do we start? There is so much stuff going on, which is absolutely fantastic and such a change from the last couple of years to be able to let you know about all of the different music and all the different activities and events that are happening over the next little while. Not least St. Patrick's Day, which we announced during the week. Our parade is going ahead Thursday, 17th of March, 3:30pm, and we look forward to welcoming many people to Bundoran for that weekend. And of course, the bank extra public holiday has been announced for Friday the 18th of March, making it a 4-day weekend for the Republic of Ireland. So it's going to be a good one, I think. I think everybody is very much looking forward to that. There's more details on our website, discoverbundoran.com/St. Patrick's Day, and you can keep an eye on our social media channels as well, which will be letting you know all about what is happening. But for the moment, it is going ahead Thursday, 17th of March, the parade at 3:30pm. Elsewhere, musically, this weekend, you have social dancing with Dermot McConnell and special guest Rachel McConnell. That is tonight, the 4th of February at the Allingham. Tomorrow night then from 9 to 11, it's music with Kieran McAree, and dancing is back at the Allingham. They are delighted to welcome back dancing and the one and only Robert Mizell to the ballroom tomorrow night, the 5th of February, and things, as I say, starting to get back to a little bit of normality. Dean Conahan then at Key West, 5 till 7 o'clock Sunday evening, and then Trevor Lockery, 7:30 to 9:30pm, also on Sunday evening at the Allingham. Tomorrow night at the Bird's Nest, it's music with White Lightning. Sunday afternoon then from 2 to 3 o'clock. That's a different time from last week, and that's the new time going forward. There's jive lessons, and that is followed by Sean Corrigan then from 5 until 7:30pm. Tonight at the Chase and Bull, it's music with Cian O'Donnell, and tomorrow night music with True Tones. Phoenix Tavern will have live music this weekend as well. You can check their Facebook page for the information on that. And they also have restarted their Trad Tuesdays, so each and every Tuesday night at 9pm there's a brand new Trad session there, and that will keep you going through these couple of months and into the summer as well. So we wish the guys best of luck with that. And tomorrow night at the Railway Bar, it is music with The Contractor. discoverbundoran.com/events is where you'll find all of the latest information about what is happening around town. And Eclipse Cinemas, new out this week is Moonfall and Jackass Forever, and then Missed It Monday is The Kingsman, and you can find the full schedule on our own website, or indeed their website, www.eclipsecinemas.com. If you're looking for a job, well, we have two options for you. Tomorrow afternoon, the Allingham are hosting a recruitment afternoon from 2 until 4 o'clock. They have vacancies in every department in the hotel. You can pop along there with your CV and meet the team at the Allingham. That is tomorrow afternoon, Saturday the 5th of February from 2 until 4 o'clock. Just show up, no appointment is needed, and you could walk out of there with a brand new job for yourself for the next couple of months, or indeed for goodness knows how long you might get a job for. You just don't know. But anyway, if you don't go for your prospectus, then you won't know. So tomorrow afternoon at the Allingham, 2 till 4 o'clock, Saturday 5th of February, and they say there is vacancies in every department. Elsewhere, we have reactivated our jobs website at discoverbundoran.com/jobs, and we are posting all of the latest vacancies that we have to date here in the town. Some of them are for fairly soon, and then others are for the upcoming tourism season, so for March, April, May sort of thing. So do check that out if you're looking for a change, or if you're looking for a job, then do look at that, discoverbundoran.com/jobs. We are just 4 weeks away from the Bundoran 10. discoverbundoran.com/Bundoran10 is where you can go on to register. You can also see the route map there, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram. Just look for Bundoran 10. They are into the last couple of t-shirts available now. So if you want to take part in the event and you want to get yourself one of the really cool retro looking shirts to run in on the day, then you need to get your registration in fairly fast if you want to be guaranteed your shirt before the run event. So discoverbundoran.com/Bundoran10, and there's a big button there that says register here. You cannot miss it, and it's very easy to do, so do log on to that, and we certainly are looking forward to that happening over the next couple of weeks as well. And the 5th of March, of course, is the big day for the Bundoran 10 and the two charity partners, Bundoran RNLI and also the Tyrconnell Athletic Club. Still to come on the Bundoran Weekly, we're going to be talking to Rory Fallon of Foodcloud about the Sustainable Bundoran event, which is happening this day next week, Friday the 11th of February, and we'll also be talking to Teresa O'Neill in our Bundoran Community Corner.
The Bundoran Weekly.
Now, Sustainable Bundoran is a free workshop aimed at helping local businesses, schools, organisations and individuals to implement cost-cutting and sustainable changes in their lives and in their businesses. And it's going to be held this day week, Friday the 11th of February at the Atlantic Apart Hotel in Bundoran. It's just a 1 hour long workshop. It is free of charge. And one of the speakers is Foodcloud's Rory Fallon. Rory's a local man, and it was great to sit down, have a chat with him during the week. And I first asked him to tell me a little bit more about what Foodcloud is.
Foodcloud is a social enterprise and a charity. It was founded in 2013 by Iseult Ward and Evan O'Brien, and we have a vision for a world where no good food goes to waste. So we connect businesses that have surplus food to charities and community groups that can use it.
Wow. That's, I suppose, in a nutshell, it sounds like a small thing, but it's a massive thing.
It's huge. It's huge. So food waste it's a much bigger problem than people realise. So if you were to take all the food that is grown in the world, about 40% of that will not be eaten.
Really?
So food waste is responsible for roughly 8% of global greenhouse gases. So to put that into context, that is 4 times more than the airline industry.
Really? Wow. That's a fascinating figure.
Mm.
And so what was the first thing that they did, or when they started? How did that work, and how did they manage to convince people that this was a thing that should be done?
They started off very small, as I suppose all things do, and they had an app, and they would tell you it went horribly wrong.
Right.
Didn't work, so they started again. Now we have a proprietary platform we call Foodiverse. So it basically means we get donors who have food, mainly retail at the moment, I suppose. And what they will do is they'll upload through the app what they have that won't be used by the end of the day. And then we'll generally have charities scheduled with those retailers, and they will come and collect that at an agreed time. So that's one solution that we have.
Yeah.
Another solution that we have is the kind of more traditional food bank model. So we have 3 warehouses, one in Dublin, one in Cork, and one in Galway. And that deals with the much bigger volume things. So that would be things coming from producers, from distribution centers, manufacturers, things like that.
So is it all kind of like, is it fresh food like bread and fruit and stuff that's going to go off by the end of the day, or is it other kind of products as well?
It's everything.
Right,
so
okay.
You'd actually be amazed at what it is. So on the retail side, it tends to be a lot more of the fresh things, and it varies by retailer as well. So you would have fruit, vegetables, meat. You could also then get cereal. A lot of the stuff that comes into the warehouse then as well is, it's as varied as could be, but there's generally plenty of fruit, veg, dairy, like I say, a little bit of everything really, So if it's got a date on it, chances are it'll come through to ourselves.
Right. And you mentioned earlier on that retailers would upload information to an app of what food or whatever. Does that mean kind of, as we record this now, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. Does that mean kind of like towards the end of the day, there's a bit of a scramble, or obviously you have a system in place now at this point that it's not manic for the end of the day?
It varies by retailer as well. So different retailers have their own processes for how they kind of deal with things, and the retailers in particular, they don't want to see this food thrown in the bin as much as anyone else.
Yeah. So they're behind it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They work really hard. Like I can't remember the figures off the top of my head exactly, but we are, from 2013 to today, about 130 million meals have been kind of facilitated through our platform, and about 100 million of that, give or take, has been in the last kind of 2 years. So it's going up hugely. And so, again, depending on the process that the retailer has when they mark down their food or when they kind of start to do it, there'll be some that will do that at the start of the day, some will do it at the end of the day. In particular, retailers that deal with food with use by dates, that will generally tend to be closer to the end of the day,
Sure,
than at the start of the day. And there is a big difference then as well in what can be done for food that has a best before date or a use by date, because it's something that confuses quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
So a best before date is it's a mark of quality. It's not a food safety mark in general.
Right, okay.
So food that is on or past its best before date is almost always perfectly safe to eat.
Yes.
It's just the manufacturer won't guarantee the quality as how they want it to be.
Perfect.
Food that has a use by date, that's generally a food safety issue. So you really want to have eaten that food by that date, unless you can extend the life either through cooking or freezing or something that can safely extend the life.
Yeah.
I should definitely say.
Good man. I know that Lidl down here in Bundoran, they take part in Foodcloud and they send stuff up to Bundoran community centres. That's one of the local ones here, and I think the community centre then offer it for free for anybody to take.
Yeah, and there's different charities and community groups have different ways that they use it, but anyone, any group with a charitable purpose, we will always try and see what we can do. They can go onto our website, so it's www.food.cloud. Charities, prospective donors, anyone who wants to volunteer, anyone who wants to get involved in any way, shape or form, go onto the website, and you'll see a place to get in touch. So
I suppose there is a volunteering element to it as well, because this food has to get from the retailer to the charity.
Absolutely. And so it works depending. So we have volunteers ourselves in our hubs, to help us deal with the kind of the bulk products that we have. We also run gleaning sessions. So gleaning when after a crop has been harvested, say, like, let's take for example carrots. Not all of those carrots will be taken out of the ground, but it won't actually be financially viable to get them all out of the ground for the producer.
Okay.
So we'll often then in the summertime or whatever time is suitable, run cleaning sessions where we'll get volunteers who will go and collect those, and then we'll have them washed and distributed. The charities themselves or the community groups, they always obviously need volunteers. So like I said, the majority of what we do on the retail side runs on a schedule. So we need people to be available to collect that food on an ongoing basis. And, COVID saw a massive drop in the number of volunteers that were available for a lot of those charities, and the charity sector in general really struggled. Like, we saw about 40% of our charities just stop collecting in kind of March, April 2020. A lot of them rely on an older group of people as their main source of volunteers. And obviously they were the people who are being told to stay at home as much as possible. And it also removed the ability for a lot of charities to fundraise as well for themselves. So, if you can, get out and volunteer.
Fantastic. You are one of the speakers then at the Sustainable Bundoran event, which is on Friday the 11th of February. And it's a really great event for people that can go along for free and to get some tips about being more sustainable. And I suppose you will be offering food saving tips, I'd imagine.
Absolutely, yeah. So ways to reduce your waste. So the Sustainable Bundoran workshop, it's a free workshop. It's aimed at local businesses, schools, organisations, anyone who wants to try and make cost cutting or sustainable changes. You can, I'm sure, go onto the Discover Bundoran website to get all the details and sign up. There'll be talks from myself, Finn van der Aar will be there, Ryan Allen from Irish Gap Year, and Gina from Bundoran Tidy Towns will be there as well. So absolutely do get along and see what will you learn that day. And
I guess for people who can't get there, this is an important thing. It's not counting the event aside, but it's so important for people to start being more sustainable and to save the planet. And, you know, I'm sure they can go onto the Foodcloud website and get some tips. But
absolutely. And I mean, you know, there's different perspectives for everything. So you could come at it from a climate perspective, and it's got like I say, it's 8% of global greenhouse gases. That's massive. But the Irish Environmental Protection Agency estimates you're talking about €700 per family is being thrown in the bin in just food.
Wow.
Every year.
That's massive.
That's €700 that you're throwing away. And everyone could do with that money.
Absolutely. Listen, Rory, thank you for having a chat to us. Really, really interesting to find out what Foodcloud is all about. And food.cloud is the website there, and you can go on there. And if you want to, if you're a retailer, you want to contribute, or if you want to volunteer or do anything, or just find out more information, do check that out. And then you'll see Rory and Finn and Gina and Ryan speak at the Sustainable Bundoran event, which is happening this day week, Friday the 11th of February at the Atlantic Apart Hotel. It is on for just 1 hour on Friday morning. It is a free event, and you can search eventbrite.ie, just search for Sustainable Bundoran, and you will find all of the details there. Rory, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Bundoran Weekly.
Thanks, Rory. We'll leave a link to Foodcloud in the show notes for the podcast. Right now, here's Teresa in the community centre.
Thanks, Shane. So coming up, we have the Handmade Bundoran Crafters Valentine's Day Weekend Market in the Ruggie Suite on the 12th and 13th of February. The doors will be open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's a perfect opportunity for people to get anything they want for Valentine's Day. Up next is the Seafront Strollers, Tuesday 10 a.m. and Thursday 7 p.m. They meet at the front of the community centre and it's €2 per person. Next we have Foodcloud. It's available in the community centre from Monday to Thursday, depending on the donation that we get from Lidl, and the food is completely free, so anyone can come in and take whatever they like. We have a change of date for our women's group. The Wild Atlantic Women's Group now meet on a Monday at 11 a.m. in the Ruggie Suite. It's €2 per person, and it's a great opportunity for women to come and meet new ladies and chat. Last, we have something that we are very excited about, and that is the Bundoran Bay Swim. Entries are now open to get yourself signed up. It's www.bundoranbayswim.com, and that will be Saturday, July the 23rd, 2 p.m. And as always, if you want to know anything about the community centre, or you want to come in and sign up for any courses, or if you have suggestions on what you would like to see, please do not hesitate to call the Bundoran Community Centre on 071 98 29 675 or email bundorancommunitycentre@gmail.com. Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Teresa. We will talk to you again next week. Just a few things to let you know about before we head off. As Teresa mentioned there, the Bundoran Bay Swim, Saturday, July 23rd, bundoranbayswim.com if you want to register. Upcoming events, of course, include Sea Sessions. Tickets there at Ticketmaster from the 17th to the 19th of June. And don't forget the unsigned sessions as well at the Chase and Bull, 25th of March and the 1st of April, with the final on the 8th of April. Unsigned sessions 2022@gmail.com is the contact email address for that, and you can find more details by looking up the Chase and Bull on their social media, and you'll find all of the information there. We've been letting you know about Droichead na hÉireann, which is the Bridges of Ireland. It's a TV show that's been running for the last 5 weeks. The final episode is on this Monday evening, the 7th of February at 7:30. and it will feature Bundoran. So our Bundoran Bridge and Shamie Granahan, Brian McAniff playing handball against the old handball wall where many years ago, many moons ago, they used to play handball and have handball tournaments, etc. Down there at the on the flat wall at the side of the bridge. So they're doing a bit of a reenactment and with the host of Drogheda Heron. So that is on this Monday evening at 7:30 on RTE1, and it will be available on the RTE player after that as well. Elsewhere, Tommy Tiernan, Mike Denver and Derek Ryan all coming up over the next little while. You'll find more details at discoverbundoran.com/events. I think that is enough for this week. That is a lot. Thank you for joining us. And a reminder as well that our podcast is now available on YouTube. So you've got tons of different options for listening to us, whatever way you want to do that, be it on your favourite podcast app or be it via bundoranweekly.com, and now also via YouTube as well. So thank you for listening. Thanks as always for your feedback. Really, really appreciate it. And we look forward to talking to you again next week. Have a safe week. Have a good one. Good luck.
The Bundoran Weekly is a production of Discover Bundoran.
The Bundoran Weekly is brought to you by AIB, supporting local businesses in Bundoran. For more, see aib.ie.